All right, so today I'd like to go over working with kindergartners at home. As a kindergarten teacher, I see a lot of parents that either aren't sure what to do exactly when they're working at home or think that it, takes a lot of materials and a lot of time to buy things and spend the money to grab all the materials that would be useful in working with this age students. And I'm here to tell you that it is so much more simple than that. So let's get going. One of the first things you can do is flashcards. Now, there are both letter flashcards and number flashcards. I definitely recommend both. On the letter flashcards, it's important that you're working with capital and lowercase letters. These ones are kind of fancy. They have the picture. A has a picture of an apple, and so on and so forth. But you really don't need the fancy. And these number ones that have the pretty colors around the edges, you don't need that, and I wouldn't do really fancy fonts because you just want them to recognize the number. Even this 4 right here tricks kids a lot. They're not really aware of the triangle 4. They're used to just a basic 4. So if you choose to buy flashcards, that's always a great option. You can buy them for fairly cheap at different stores, but you can also just make them. And all you need are some index cards and a marker. So if you have index cards at home, or you'd rather just buy 1 pack of index cards, you could make flashcards for both the alphabet and numbers. Should suggest maybe even on the flashcards for the alphabet, you could put upper and lowercase on one side. Like I said, they don't need pictures. Or you could put uppercase on one side and lowercase on the back side, or make 2 sets. And then for numbers, I would recommend doing 0 through 20 because that's really our focus on recognizing those numbers in kindergarten. Okay, so like I said, simple, you can buy them, you can make them, and then just when you're going over them at home, make it as fun and engaging as you can, go over them a few times or set a timer, and just try to make it an exciting time. Another thing we work on a lot is hand strength. Now, hand strength does not just mean sitting down and writing their name or writing different words over and over again, because it can be hard to learn how to do that. And with those fine motor skills, there are so many better ways to practice that are more engaging for kids. So one thing, some tongs, if you have any tongs laying around in the kitchen, and any cotton balls, or something small and light like a cotton ball, or you want to pick up a bag of cotton balls, and just have your kids with their writing hand use the tongs and move the cotton balls, whether they're picking up cotton balls on the table and putting them in a bowl, or just moving them from one side of the table to the other. It's just that squeezing and opening really helps strengthen their hand. In the middle here, an all-time favorite is Play-Doh. The kids love Play-Doh, and really just squeezing the Play-Doh. So again, you can buy Play-Doh, or there's really great recipes online. I know I have one where you can make the Play-Doh with just a few simple ingredients. So that's a great way. Or even stress balls, anything that they have to really like squeeze onto with their hands and mold. And if you're using Play-Doh, this is a great time to even practice writing, making letters and numbers and all sorts of stuff, or just creating and giving them a little free time as well. So I would incorporate a little bit of that literacy aspect as well, but then also give them some free time to make dinosaurs and whatever kind of creatures they like. And then over here I have a picture of beads and pipe cleaners, or string, or anything you have. Being able to line up the string or pipe cleaner and string beads onto it is a great activity. I know a lot of kids love to make bracelets for mom or dad or anybody at home. And so it's really just a great way for them to really focus in on their finger movements and being able to line things up and continue working that way. So it's really a positive for just concentrating on that slow movement. So, and then of course you can always color and cut as well at home. Those are great, but these are just kind of different options that make it a little more exciting for the kids. Lastly, I have writing. Name writing is a huge aspect in kindergarten, and we also begin journal writing. At this point of the year, now that it's April, my kids are writing 1 to 2 sentences in their journal pages. So at the beginning, one of the best ways I would say is just grab any kind of paper. It can be wide ruled, college ruled. Really, the kindergarten paper is going to be the best, and you can just print it out from online or buy a book at a store. And then have them practice writing their name. Of course, if you're using this kind of paper, you're going to want them to write their name bigger than the line allows. So I recommend, especially as beginning writers, to use these Tri-Write Ticonderogas. They're much bigger and then they're shaped triangularly. You can kind of see that right here on the box. And it allows kids to get that pencil grip a little bit easier without really having to focus in on such a small pencil just for where they're at developmentally. It's really great for a lot of kids. Some kids don't really need it, but just to make sure that they're finding that right grip. And then if they're struggling with name writing and you have a highlighter or a yellow marker, any light colored marker, that is a great way to write their name on the lines and then let them trace it with a pencil. That's a really great way to get them going. You know, if you want to write their name out in dotted letters and have them kind of connect the dots, that's great. But something this simple, you know, just any kind of highlighter at home or a yellow marker. Yellow is the best just because it's so light. But you could do a few of the other colors and then just let them trace it, and it gets them that movement and shows them how the letters are supposed to be. Just make sure that you're capitalizing the beginning of their name and not the rest of it. So, and that's all I have. Those are just a few quick tips to work with kids at home, you know, that can be fun and exciting, and I hope that you give them a try.